Good morning, Chile here with Chile's Cruises. Puerto Rican governor expected to resign today. Puerto Rican Governor Ricardo Rosselló was expected to step down sometime today after almost 2 weeks of protests against his administration that were sparked by publication of offensive chat messages between the governor and his aides, several of whom have already quit. Yesterday was sparked not only with the 12th day of violent protests and tear gas used against the protesters, but also the resignation of the governor's chief of staff late yesterday afternoon. Although Rosselló has made no announcement as of this morning that he will resign, it's been widely reported today that his resignation is imminent. Protesters had cheered those reports last evening, but warned that his departure would not end the demonstration, which today is the 12th day. If he does step down, his replacement is expected to be, and most likely will be, Justice Secretary Wanda Vasquez, whom many of the protesters reject because of her ties to Rosselló. And like I say, the governor's chief of staff resigned yesterday as prosecutors began investigating the scandal. After some protesters threw bottles and police and riot gear used tear gas to disperse the crowds, protesters outside the governor's mansion were comparatively tame yesterday and last night and were limited to chanting and cheering. The demonstrations, which drew an estimated 500,000 people in the streets of San Juan on Monday, continued as the U.S. territory struggles to recover from the hurricane 2 years ago that killed 3,000 people. The island is already bankrupt. The protests were speared by the publication on July 13th of chat messages in which Governor Rosselló and aides used profane language to describe female politicians and openly gay Puerto Ricans like Ricky Martin, who was one of the leading protesters, by the way. They unleashed simmering resentment over the handling of 2017's Hurricane Maria, alleged corruption in the administration, and the island's bankruptcy process. A string of Rosselló's closest aides stepped down over the scandal. His chief of staff, Ricardo Yerandi, was the latest to hand in his resignation on Tuesday, citing concerns for safety of his family after threats. Puerto Rican officials on Tuesday executed search warrants for the mobile phones of Rosselló and 11 top officials involved in the leak messages from various chat groups. Puerto Rican's Justice Department first requested the phones last Wednesday as part of the investigation into the scandal, which has been called Ricky Leaks. The leaks have intensified long smoldering anger in the U.S. territory over persistent corruption and mismanagement by the island's two main political parties, a severe debt crisis, a sickly economy, and a slow recovery from Maria, which devastated Puerto Rico in 2017. Many Puerto Ricans remember the scandal-plagued tenure of the governor's father, Pedro Rosselló, who served as governor back in the 1990s. One of the elder spokesmen for the protesters, Mariana Rivera, age 77, said, and I quote, "We march for all Puerto Ricans." 4 of her teenage grandchildren pushed her wheelchair under a blistering sun along Las Americas Expressway. And she said, "What we leave behind is for our children." So summing it up, it is expected that Governor Rosselló of Puerto Rico will resign sometime today. It's been widely reported from news sources on the island. that his resignation is imminent. Of course, we will update you as soon as if there's any further news from San Juan or Puerto Rico on this story. In the meantime, this is Chili with Chili's Cruises. We regularly post videos in all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, my interview shows, which are called Chili Chats, and our live broadcast of travel and cruise industry news on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Click on the bell notification system, and you'll be notified as soon as we post a new video or we are getting ready to go live with our news broadcast. And as always, we'd appreciate it if you give us a little thumbs up, or if you don't like what we're doing, give us a thumbs down. That way we'll let YouTube know that someone out there is watching. So that's it for now with the latest from San Juan. We'll keep you updated through the day as necessary. And if not, we'll see you at our live broadcast at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. This is Chili with Chili's Cruises. Later, y'all.